Okay, let me tell you something. I never thought I'd be that woman sitting in front of a camera saying this out loud. But here I am, about to spill the tea on how my own mother-in-law hired someone to spy on me. And trust me, this story goes way deeper than you think. I'm talking betrayal, lies, hidden cameras, and a twist that literally shattered everything I thought I knew about my marriage. By the way, where are you watching from, and what time is it right now? I love seeing where all of you are tuning in from. All right, let's get into it. Buckle up, because this one is a ride. So, for context, I've been married to my husband, Marcus, for almost 5 years. And let's be real, marriage isn't always sunshine and roses, but I thought we had a good thing going. We had a nice home, no kids yet, but we were trying, or I was trying. That'll make sense later. Marcus's mom, Denise, whew, where do I even begin with her? From the moment I met her, she made it crystal clear that no woman would ever be good enough for her son. She had that smile, you know the one? The kind that doesn't reach the eyes, all teeth and judgment. She'd say things like, "Oh, you cook? That's cute." Marcus loves real home-cooked meals, though, while literally picking at her food like I'd fed her garbage. Or, "Your hair is so different." Like, "Ma'am, what does that even mean?" But I let it slide, for Marcus's sake. I told myself she was just being protective and maybe she'd come around. Spoiler, she didn't. Anyway, about a year ago, things started feeling off. Little stuff at first. I'd come home and notice things in the house were slightly out of place, like drawers half open that I knew I'd closed. My laptop moved a few inches. One time, I swear I left the bathroom cabinet closed, and when I came back, it was wide open. I chalked it up to forgetfulness, or maybe the cat being nosy. You know how you gaslight yourself because the alternative is too weird to think about? Then I started noticing things going missing. First, it was a bottle of perfume. Then it was a pair of earrings Marcus had given me for our anniversary. I asked him if he'd seen them, and he just shrugged it off like, "You probably misplaced them again." Again? Since when was that my thing? But it wasn't until I found a literal tiny camera in our bedroom air vent that I started losing it. I only found it because I was changing the air filter and saw this little black dot tucked into the vent grill. I'm not tech savvy, but even I knew that wasn't normal. I unscrewed the vent, pulled it out, and yep, it was a mini cam. My stomach dropped. I confronted Marcus immediately. He looked just as shocked as I felt. Too shocked, honestly. He kept saying, "What? Why would there be a camera in our bedroom? Who would do that?" I asked him if maybe his job had anything to do with it. He works in corporate IT, so I thought maybe there was a weird work thing going on. But he swore up and down he had no idea. And then he had the nerve to say, "Babe, are you sure you didn't put it there and forget?" Like, I put a secret camera in my own room and forgot about it? What? So at that point, I'm on high alert. I start checking every room, every corner, every device in the house. And y'all, this is where it starts getting insane. I found 2 more cameras. One in the corner of the living room lamp, tucked behind the bulb so you wouldn't even notice it unless you were looking for it. Another one hidden in the closet light fixture, all aimed at places I spend a lot of time. So now I'm freaking out. I call the cops, they file a report, but basically say unless I have proof of who planted the cameras, there's not much they can do. I ask Marcus if we can check the security footage from our doorbell cam. Maybe someone broke in. He's suddenly quiet. And that's when I see it. He hesitates, looks away, scratches his neck, that nervous tick he always does when he's lying. "Marcus," I say, "did you take down the footage?" Long pause. Then he says, "I didn't think it was important." That right there was the moment I knew he was hiding something. I didn't say much after that. I just nodded and said, "Okay." But inside, I was done playing naive. So I did what any reasonable, slightly unhinged woman would do. I went through his phone while he was asleep. And oh boy, the tea was scalding. I found texts between Marcus and his mother, and when I tell you my blood boiled, Denise had been telling him for months that she didn't trust me, that I was probably cheating or hiding something. And guess what? She was the one who suggested putting the cameras in the house. Not only that, she paid for them, like full-on Amazon receipts, links, instructions, everything. And Marcus, my husband, he agreed. He said, yeah, I'll put them up while she's at her sister's this weekend. Y'all, he helped install them. I couldn't breathe. The man I trusted, who I shared bed with, had been spying on me. With his mom. I didn't wake him up. I didn't scream. I just got up, grabbed my bag, and left. Stayed at my best friend's place for a few days. I didn't answer his calls. I didn't reply to his frantic texts. I needed to think. Because here's the thing. I wasn't cheating. I wasn't hiding anything. But after finding those cameras, I damn near wanted to. Eventually, I agreed to meet him. I needed to hear what kind of excuse he could possibly come up with. He looked like he hadn't slept in days. Said he was so sorry, that his mom got in his head, that he didn't really think I was cheating, but he just wanted to be sure. Excuse me? Be sure of what? And then he dropped a bomb. He said it's because of the miscarriage. Yeah, that miscarriage, the one I had 6 months ago, it was horrible. We were trying for a baby and I lost it. I blamed myself for weeks, but apparently his mom didn't believe I was ever really pregnant. She thought I faked it for sympathy. So Marcus, my husband, started doubting me too. That's why he agreed to let her install the cameras. He wanted to catch me slipping. I don't even remember walking out of that restaurant. I just remember the feeling like the floor had dropped out from under me. I went no contact with both of them. I filed for separation a week later. And then, just when I thought it couldn't get worse, one of my coworkers pulled me aside. Apparently, a man had been showing up at my job asking questions about me. Said he was doing a background check. I was like, what? I asked for a description and my stomach sunk. It was the same guy who sold me my phone last year at the mall. I remember because he was weirdly flirty. Y'all, my mother-in-law had hired a private investigator. And this man had been following me for months, taking pictures, talking to my neighbors, even following me when I met my friend at a hotel for her bachelorette party. It was like a Lifetime movie come to life. I hired a lawyer. We filed a restraining order against Denise and the investigator. I also filed a civil suit for invasion of privacy. And Marcus, he had the audacity to beg me not to go public. Please don't ruin my mom's reputation, he said. As if she didn't nuke it herself. It's been 8 months since all this went down. The divorce is final. I'm living in my own place now with actual peace and no cameras. I still check vents and lamps out of habit, though. Trauma's funny like that. Here's the twist, though. 2 weeks ago, I got a letter in the mail, handwritten, no return address. Inside was a picture of me sitting on my porch, taken from a distance. No note, just the photo. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. What would you have done if you were me? Drop it in the comments. I really want to know.